G'day guys and welcome back to another video on my channel, Nintendo Down Under. I hope wherever you are right now you're having a great weekend, great start to the week, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, whatever you're doing, just do it well. I'm standing in one of my favorite places in the world in front of my Nintendo 64 collection. I'm so proud of these things behind me. I love looking in the colors, the memories, the nostalgia. It's just the ultimate fun machine. It really is. And the prices of these bad boys are just going through the roof. Yes, when COVID started a couple of years ago, people were locked down at home, had not much to do, we were saving money because we couldn't use it, so people going online and buying this stuff, buying back their childhood, and it made the prices of these things here just continue to skyrocket. We thought after a couple of years of COVID calming down a little bit, this stuff will maybe go backwards, but it just hasn't. It's stayed high. Some things have continued to increase. So today I'm going to go through the 5 most crazy, expensive N64 consoles in my collection. Stick around, here we go. And the first one I want to go through is my double gold controller, limited edition Toys R Us exclusive North American N64 console. Even before COVID started, guys, this console here was crazy expensive. You're looking to like $1,000 to $1,500 for just an okay condition one. Now you can go online and see some of these selling, just average ones, for like $3,000. This one here is extremely minty. Like, I'm talking for a big console, I'll do a quick little loot for you, is crazy in good condition. The only sort of imperfection is just the tab here's got a bit of a bend. That is it, guys. Like, inside it is cracking new. I'll quickly unbox and show you the condition inside. So for an average one to be going for like $3,000, what would a brand new, like, oh my goodness, this is just so nice. It's been a while since I opened it, so I forget which way I've loaded it, but like inside, before I take it out, you can see inside here, guys, the insert is all here. Open the flap here, the baggie is all there. Like, how you got this when you bought it is how it is right now, all those years ago. So there's a nice gold controller box complete, not box complete, in its baggie complete. Here's the cardboard insert. Having a cardboard insert in something like this is so hard to find these days, and it's not damaged, it's not stained, it's not bent. It holds its shape really well. So that stuff like that increases the value here. And then if I get the actual console out, so I'll put this nice minty box to the side for just a second. It is complete baggies, new, crisp. To have something like this, rare, mint, complete, with that cardboard insert, if I quickly show you, if an average one's going for $3 grand, something like this now could easily probably fetch, to the right collector if you are patient, $4.5, $5 grand easy if you've got the time. Because something like this doesn't pop up, there's not as many out there, and to find a really good condition one like this, like I have, I'm very proud of, is very hard. So really, the sky's the limit in terms of the buyer if you're patient to find the right price for this. Next one I want to talk about is my Formula 1 bundle pack, my Formula 1 2 bundle pack that comes obviously with the game and the N64. Now this one here is a tricky one to price. It really is, because as we can see, if I take it a bit closer, it's in a protective case, it's a little bit beat up. It's got some dings, it's got some scratches, it's got some dent, it's seen some time, it's got some wear and tear. Now you're thinking, well, why is this so rare? Why is this so expensive? Who'd pay crazy money for this? It depends on the collector. Now, someone who doesn't have a massive knowledge on Nintendo and might want to add a couple of colored consoles to their collection wouldn't pay too much for this. Someone who is a completist collector, someone who loves collecting all the special edition variants, who's really into it, would be paying a lot more for this. And what I mean by paying a lot more for this, it was estimated that potentially only 500 of these were ever made. Now, when 500 of these were made and sent to stores and bought for parents, for children or whatever, how many kids just ripped the boxes to pieces? How many kids just took the console out and threw the box into it? How many parents did the same thing, decluttering their house 20 years ago from old stuff they didn't need? So that doesn't mean that it's rare because it's got an exclusive special edition as part of it. It's rare because there's just not many out there. And if you go online, you're not gonna find any of these really for sale. So yes, it's a bit beat up to the just standard maybe Nintendo collector who doesn't have a vast knowledge on the N64, might not want to pay too much for this because of the condition. Someone like myself who loves special editions and has a niche in this collecting would pay a lot more. So it really is up to the buyer at the time and who you talk about it, because to potentially only have 500 of these made over what, 20 plus years ago, what are we now, 2022, what is it? Crazy years means potentially there might be what, 100 left, 50 left in the world still around today, surviving the time, surviving moves, surviving children, surviving you know, declutter spring cleaning days. To have some of these still available is tricky. So yes, that's why it's up there in one of my rarer consoles. Not condition wise, I wish it was in better condition, believe me, it's still complete inside. I'm not going to open and unbox this one because it's quite brittle and I don't want to add any more damage to it. But it does have the foam, it's got all the cables, got the instructions, got the console and controller, got the game. It's complete in that aspect. It doesn't have the baggies though, and there's no big chunk of foam missing. So yes, it's very rare, but it depends who you talk to about it. Next up is my Ocarina of Time console. This again, extremely rare. From Belgium, Zelda. So this one here becomes collectible straight away. Even if you aren't a hardcore N64 fan, everyone knows Ocarina of Time is potentially one of the best games ever made. They know it came with the N64. It's green, it's awesome, it's got Link on the front. Very collectible. Again, estimated potentially only 500 of these were ever made in the world. And to have some still surviving today, who knows, again, 200, 150, 100 still of these around the world. This is easy guys, well over a $5,000 console, like easy. You're pushing between 5 to 10 grand if you wanted to sell something like this. There is another rare black and gold Scandinavian Ocarina of Time console, not as rare. Don't get me wrong, not as rare, a little bit more made, but still very rare if you got your hands on that one. I don't have it in my collection, but this here is the next level up. It came with, you know, different offers and information. It's, you know, Nintendo Club Power stuff. Like, there's a lot more story to this. Again, I won't unbox this one because again, it's old and brittle and worth a lot of money. I don't want to do any damage to it, but again, a very collectible console. Now this is one console I can't unbox, and why I can't unbox it, because it is a brand new VGA graded N64, never used, never opened. Crazy that I've got my hands on something like this. This acrylic case that it's in is extremely solid as well, and I've also got the paperwork, the certificate to show and prove VGA graded right here. It goes with this. So if I ever wanted to sell it one day and say, oh, did you do that yourself, is this fake? I've got the official certificate from the company that it's graded, and it's obviously got its grading mark at the top as well. To have something like this, a brand new, never used N64 console, all these years later, in today's time, again, crazy price. You're looking well over $5,000, something like this. 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, who knows, again, if you're patient and the right buyer comes along who has the money and wants to add this to their collection. I'm very lucky to have it. It makes me nervous. This does not sit on shelves because it's so heavy, and if that fell and cracked, I would cry. So this sits on the floor at all times, so if it does happen to somehow tip over, it's just going to tip over on some carpet, not from a height and crack, because I do have a graded N64 game, that Pokemon Puzzle League I've showed many a time to you guys, that is broken and cracked, and that depresses me when I look at it. So to keep this new, I will keep it on the floor. But again, crazy, got the certificate to prove it, brand new, happy days. And the rarest N64 console that I have in my collection that's just going through the roof, I'm sure today, if you tried to sell it, is my Feel Everything N64 Techno console. Again, a Belgium exclusive. It's a very different shaped box. It's got this plastic film over the front here. Instead of opening from the sides, you grab it from the bottom here, and then it just flips open like this. And you've got the poster inside here that goes with it and gives you all the information. I'm trying to be gentle here. all the information about what's inside. You got this beautiful, nice N64 console inside that I don't want to pull out. And this was sold in Belgium, and you got a ticket with it. There was a Belgium Techno festival in the late 90s. You bought this console and you got the ticket with it. I don't know if there's any tickets left in the world that goes with this. And what makes this also extremely rare, when we're talking of numbers, estimated 250 to 100. So if this was only 100 ever made, again, how many of these have survived the 20-year plus time? How many of these are still around? How many people just ripped it open to get the Technico ticket out and play their console? Like, it's crazy to think that potentially could be under 50 of these left in the world complete. And mine's in pretty decent nick. I've seen a couple of others and they look a lot rougher. I'm sure someone out there has a mintier one than this. But to have something like this preserved in my collection is why I do what I do, why I love collecting, because that right there, guys, is Nintendo history and I love it. And I could sit here all day and talk about all my other consoles because all of them are rare. I've got so many other special edition variants from all over the world that I've spoken about many a times on my channel. They're well worth, you know, over a few grand and $5 grand. My Banjo-Kazooie one, my Perfect Dark one, a Spotlight one. Even my iPhone wants to get involved in this discussion. Like the colors, like my ice blue here, quick little example, something like this. When I bought this many years ago, you know, 200 bucks. This is worth now probably like 800 bucks. Like what? How's this console worth that much money? But it is. It's just insane, the prices of things that have gone up. But in the comments down below, let me know your thoughts on some of the consoles that I've shown today. Do you have any of these in your collection? Have you seen them before? What's some rare ones that you guys have in your collection? I love to read and see all your feedback in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and until next time, take care.